Now, please, let me advise you. As a young man, as a young woman, grow large in your spirit. Grow very large. Give yourself to fasting. Give yourself to prayer now. It's too self-centered to attract the attention of God. Meanwhile, in your world, what you are asking for is legitimate. Yes, keep that one aside first. Find out, why am I here? He may shock you that morning with a disclosure that will make you lose utterance to even present the matter you brought. And while you get consumed in his matter, he will attend to your own matter. The average believer is not concerned about what bothers God. He's not concerned about why God made him wake up from his sleep. The average minister of the gospel is not concerned about what God is doing. He already has his outline of what he wants to achieve. Such a minister will never collide with the glory of God. Meanwhile, God will not kill him. God will be giving him a little grace so that he can get by. Because at the end of the day, the gospel is preached. But God does not expect any big thing to come out of his life because he doesn't know God's heart. A skillful prayer person that knows that his life depends on prayer begins by attempting to know why. Why did I wake up today? These days when I pray to go preach for meetings, I have realized that God may not be sending me to the whole congregation. He's sending me to one individual in the congregation. And I want to know how to identify that individual. When I started thinking that way, he gives me signs on how to locate that one. 10,000 people. Before I finish, I will find the person. Are you there? Meanwhile, the preacher that preaches a good message and everybody is charged up, he's trying. The one that knows what God wants to do, he's not trying. It is God that is using him. He's not working for God. God is using him. He's working with God. Because he labored to find out what God wanted to do. And then he made himself available to be a vessel. So God was under obligation to reveal to him what he will not reveal to someone that doesn't care about what God wants to do. So the way that man operates, you will see that God is the one walking through him. It's not just anointed. No. What he's doing is not his thing. What he's doing is what God is doing. He's walking with God. The economy of grace that will be on that man's life will be different from the economy of grace that is on the life of someone that just wants to have a good meeting, a good service. He wants to have a message so that it will not be said that on Sunday morning there was nothing to preach. Your first point of call in giving yourself in your prayer processes is desiring to know what is on the heart of God. Do you know that when you begin to ask God, what is troubling you? He will not believe that you are serious for a long time. He will not respond. And you keep asking him, that's why I came. I don't have any other prayer point. It's just to find out about you. How are you doing? Are you okay? Is there any problem? Then he will take you to a place, a secret place. A place where normal people are not found. Then he will show you one thing. That thing he will show you will glue on your heart. It will become a body. It is standing on your heart by spiritual power, by spiritual means. When God, in response to the fact that you want to know what is upon his heart, puts a burden upon you, that burden becomes the license that affords God the opportunity to draw you and to suck you into his realm anytime you stand before him. With your intention to know God, it's not enough to know God. No one can know God if God doesn't want you to know him. No. But when God sees that there's a genuine hunger on your heart, not for the things of man, but the things of God, then he will bring you to where he reveals the things of God. It's a chamber in his spirit. Are you there? Or you are not there? Just one burden on your heart can take you for 25 years. Will be enough reason for you to pray in a way that normal people don't pray. Because with the burden, it's a commensurate supply of spiritual energy to keep you steadfast in prosecuting that need that is upon the heart of God and giving God the opportunity to begin to fulfill it. So I've decided not to stay in the outer court. So for many years I was asking God, what is on your heart? What is troubling you now? That was when the Lord told me that falsehood will reach a peak in your lifetime. And because you have asked me, I will recruit you to be one of the foot soldiers I will use against the spirit of deception. Are you there? From the day the Lord said that to me, he removed me from the general pool of ministers and brought me to a place where he shows me the deception that Satan is about to hash. And when you see how vicious it is and how many people it will influence, nobody will ask you to pray. The burden will become your invitation into that place where prayers are made. Are you there? If you have not entered into this exclusive group, your prayer life and your Christian life will look like the average Christian life in your generation. The moment you come into this exclusive group, you will be like a standalone entity. Your burden is different. Your style is different. Your emphasis is different. Even though people may not like you, you even receive energy from their hatred. Because what is driving you is not on social media. If God raises you as a warrior, he equips you with an armor. An armor that is effective in a kind of fight he has called you to fight. Are you with me? So find what is on the heart of God. That's the entry point into receiving a burden. And it is a burden that makes you give yourself. So when you see a believer praying without a burden, he's very conscious of himself. His mind is in his pocket. He's counting all the money in the pocket. Meanwhile, he's praying in tongues. And he prays for long. But his mind is not in what he's doing. He doesn't have a body. He is around prayer people. So he has learned how to pray. So he knows how to pray. So he can pray for some time. He has found that grace. So he can sustain the prayer. But he does most of what he does absent-minded because he doesn't have a body. His lack of a burden is suggestive of the fact that he has not entered into the exclusive group because he has not sought to find out what is on the heart of God. That's number one.
Now, please, let me advise you. As a young man, as a young woman, grow large in your spirit. Grow very large. Give yourself to fasting. Give yourself to prayer now.